Hello, Master. Thank you for letting me come to your school today. I'm excited. I've never been to one of these. Well, actually, that's a bit of a lie, but I'll tell you about it later. Are you sure there are no other humans around? I don't want to make things complicated for you. It's a little hard to hide my horns and wings out in public, but I tried to dress a little more studently. So far, nobody's noticed, which is good. I like this green board over here. It feels funny to touch. And there's like things here. You're telling me this is chalk? And I'm supposed to write on the board with it. Oh! Okay, this is fun. I like this. I see. And then this erases. Okay, okay. Wow, this is cool. The human world is full of surprises, isn't it? First, let's go over the life cycle of a demon. Get my trusty orange chalk. So first, just a blob. We're not really anything. A lot of souls are like this, I've been told, in the Underworld. We're just sort of floating around. I've never seen one because I'm not high enough level to be able to see those types. But from there, if a stronger demon decides to turn us into something servitile, this is what I am, then we become like a baby demon. Baby demons are more like servants to other demons. We can't really do a lot of things on our own. We don't have free will. We're usually bound by contracts, things like that. Now, if you manage to break your contract or you get out of your contract somehow, then there are ways that you can become a greater demon. These are the types that I normally am used to serving. These are lords, former masters, those who are really proficient in magic, things like that. I drew him a little funny. Let me give him a hat. There we go. My last master had a hat, so I have to include it. And unfortunately, you know, not all demons last forever. If something happens to this demon, such as they're summoned to the human world and perish, or they're killed, usually by an angel, or, you know, humans fight with demons all the time, depending on where they go. These can actually go to the human world freely. I cannot. I had to be summoned here. And if they get killed, they go back to being their default form, the soul, the circle, and then they end up being me again. So it's a pretty easy cycle to follow, I would say. It's not a lot to follow. You would call me a lesser demon. I've been told that we're called baby demons, colloquially, but I like to think of myself as a lesser demon myself. Do you have any questions? Ah, the summoning part. Okay, hold on. This is a very quiet eraser. So, when it comes to summoning, you might have noticed that either demons or other humans can summon lesser demons. And that's because all you need to know is a sigil. I made a funny looking star with a heart in it. That's not what mine looks like. As long as you know how to perform any kind of summoning sigil, you can summon a demon. Ideally, you would have a summoning sigil here, and then you'd put the type of demon that you're looking for. So, for example, I really like this chalk. This is fun. Maybe I should be a teacher. Okay. So, for example, if you wanted someone who fights, you would use the trident. This one is commonly known as the war symbol. Don't laugh, but this one is for servants. Let me think. Which one is for messengers? I can't remember right now. I don't deal with them a lot. I know this one is for bigger demons, but I'm not familiar with all of the signs myself. I can't read. These are just the ones that I've seen every now and then, and I'm not supposed to know them, but I do. So I'm afraid I'm not much help there. So let's say you wanted to summon a servant demon like me. You probably have something like this. It looks a little spooky, doesn't it? I didn't draw it very well. And then you put candles on the floor, maybe some flowers. That's the thing. When I was summoned, I woke up in a classroom very similar to this, so I'm starting to think it was a prank, which wouldn't be very nice, but I was lucky enough to find you here, so maybe it all worked out. So yeah, mine had candles, no flowers unfortunately, no chocolate, nothing nice. That's about it. Let me clean this. Now you're probably wondering, how do humans even see these sigils to begin with, right? You might think that this is a closely guarded demon secret, but I've been told that there's some pretty naughty demons who will come to Earth, make deals with humans, and then show them how to use our type of magic. So I have a feeling that's exactly what happened. Just think, my summoning sigil could be printed somewhere in a magazine, and some kids are just out there summoning me over and over, which would be pretty terrible. Oh, you're probably wondering, how many of me are there, right? Well, there's definitely me, but there's probably other clones of me out there, since I don't look very unique for my type of servant. I'm just a lesser demon, so we don't get a lot of unique forms. Speaking of which, I know nobody's here, but, well, maybe it's safer to stay in this form for now. Just a little. I look slightly less conspicuous with this outfit on. Slightly, I think. Let's see. You wanted to hear more about my old master? Well, he looked kind of like this. I drew him already, actually. Big old grumpy red guy. He was very nice though, but I wasn't a very good servant. So I don't blame him for wanting to get rid of me. That's him. I can't say his name because that might summon him, but he's a big old grumpy man. He does a lot of legal work in the Underworld, so I'm not really allowed to talk about the kind of things that he does. You know how it is. Legality's pretty evil. This chalk is pretty fun. Is this what all of you humans do? You just go to school and you play with chalk? Because now I'm convinced maybe I want to go to school. Alright, let's see. Is there anything else you'd like me to talk about while I still have this chalk in my hand? You want to just see me write my name and stuff? Sure. Maybe the sound is relaxing. Let me try. Uh-oh. There we go. Oh, you're probably wondering where I got my name from. This is also super embarrassing. So I've mentioned that I was summoned to be a servant, lesser demon, and I wasn't very good at delivering packages, and that's because I was actually summoned to play chess. But I'm not very good at chess. And just because you're summoned for a certain job doesn't mean you're actually inherently good at it. So I was one of the few remaining demons as a part of a set chosen to be summoned here. So there's a bishop, a knight, a pawn, a queen, and a king out there. And I'm rook. But I don't think I'll see any of them again now that I think about it. I was the only one kicked out. Honestly, they've probably replaced me by now. Well, no need to get sad over it. I have you now, and you've been such a good master to me. I don't need to go back. Anyways, maybe we move on to something else. What do you normally do at school with these? Oh, I see. So a teacher writes things on the board and everyone else learns. Okay. So it would be like math stuff? Something like that? And then you just be asked to solve it? It's been a long time since I've had to do any kind of math, actually. It's not really required in the demon world. We have calculators. Let's see. I used to love being asked to solve these types of things, though. It's a little nostalgic for me. Did you used to do things like this when you were in school too? Do you like being at the front of the class? Might be a little scary. I've heard there are some classes where they ask you to write and practice calligraphy on the board too. Have you ever done that before? Oh, it didn't even didn't go down all the way. Let me show you. There we go. I believe this says I love you, but I don't actually know how to say it. This is just something I memorized from letters that my master used to get. He had a lot of fans overseas. Do we have to leave? I don't know if we're allowed to be here that long. After all, we're still in your world. Human world's a little dangerous for me to be out in my demon form, so I'll have to be careful, right? I wonder if we'll ever meet those kids who might have summoned me. Or maybe it really was a concerned master and he thought it didn't work and he left. I don't know. Lots of questions, no answers. Anyways, I've held you up long enough. Let's go home. I might just take this chalk with me. This is so handy, and I bet I could make some really cool sigils on the floor. Maybe we could summon you another demon, right? Just kidding. I'm already enough work, aren't I? Alright, let's go home. Hello everyone! Thank you so much for watching my latest video. This one was a Patreon request from Yuri. So thank you so much to Yuri for the request. This was a lot of fun. I've never actually been to a classroom world before, and I really appreciate this chalk. This makes a really satisfying noise, I have to say. Hoping it turns out well on the recording. So we'll see in post, right? Okay. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters as always. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for supporting what I do and believing in me to the next level. I appreciate all of you who watch my videos, but to my Patreon supporters in particular, you're really helping me fund my dreams right now. So this is really exciting. Thank you so much. Alright, see you in the next one, everybody. Goodbye.